but he talks about he's going back to Adam and Eve, and it's something in the language, and I can't. That's where I can't remember. Maybe you can pick up on that, but something in the language where like woman actually means like home or something along those lines. But basically, the way that it's presented is that the woman is the home of Adam, right? So it's like, where's your home? Your home is where
Mm.
your wife is. Like
Yeah,
that's where your
yeah.
life is constituted. And it's just it was a
Mhm.
really beautiful imagery that he painted.
Yeah, and he's drawing that right out of Genesis when you get to the creation of the woman, where it talks about how the Lord constructs her out of
Yes, that's
out
right.
of the
Yeah.
man. So it's Genesis 2, verse 22. Then the rib which the Lord God had taken from man, he made into a woman. The Hebrew verb there is banah, which is to build. And
Yes, that's
he
it.
built
Yeah.
her out of his rib. And yeah, there's a lot that extends from that theologically. I remember a professor at seminary once talked about how everyone, the whole extended family is used to going over to grandma and grandpa's for Thanksgiving,
Mm.
and then grandma dies. Right? Grandpa's not holding that thing together,
Yeah.
right? Grandpa's not where home is, right? If grandpa dies, everyone's going to keep coming over for Thanksgiving, right? It's going to continue just like it had,
Yeah.
except there might be an empty spot at the table, right? But it's not going to throw the whole thing off kilter.
Hmm.
I notice this when I'm traveling as a family. Like, when I'm away from my wife, traveling separately from her, that's when I feel lost, right?
Yes, like we're doing right now. You know, we
Right,
got
yeah,
Josh and
yeah.
Benny here. We're in this cabin, and my clothes are spewed across. My clothes are formally folded
All the
upstairs in case
socks
my wife is
are
watching.
paired.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when we're traveling as a family, right, she's the one who feels out of her element because home for her is something of the physical building
Mm,
of the house. And home for me is her.
mhm. Yeah.
She's my home that God built out of my rib, figuratively speaking.
Yeah.
And I'm at home when I'm with her, and I'm totally out of my element when I'm away from her.
Hmm.
But I could be anywhere else with her and feel, in a sense, perfectly at home.
Yeah.
But if she's away from the actual house, that's when she feels out of her element, even if I'm with her,
Yeah.
because it just doesn't go the other way.
Yeah. 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 And it's like when my wife gets sick, she's very self sufficient.
Mm.
When I get sick, it's like there's that old NyQuil commercial. She always references this, where like the guy's he's like, Charlotte, or whatever his wife's name is, Charlotte, can you call my mom? And then she throws a NyQuil bottle at him. But when I get sick, I'm just like, Ray, like, I'm just like such a baby. But like she's just that natural like caretaker, and I feel like I'm at
Mhm.
home. Like I feel like I'm comfortable when she's there.
Yeah.
You know, is it fair we need women more than they need us? That's probably
Mm.
not a good theological statement, but
It's hard to say because man existed first, and God looked at man and said, "It's not good that the man should be alone." And I'm sure he would have said the same thing if women were created first, but
yeah.
the simple fact is that's not how it happened.
Yeah. But I do
Uh,
find that like when elderly couple husband dies,
mhm.
those women soldier on, and
Yeah.
they kind of find, not always, but they'll find their community. And we've got these handful of like strong, just beautiful ladies in like their upper 80s. We've got one that's 94, I think, and she's just her husband died like 20 years ago.
Mhm.
When a wife dies, like an example, one of my buddies, he was at a church for his vicarage, and I forget who it was, but someone connected with the church. His wife had died, and the kids would go over once a week
Mm.
to make sure that he was eating properly, because he would just eat peanut butter because he's just like, I don't want to go to the grocery store. I'm just gonna eat some peanut butter, right? But like,
Yeah.
there's a certain tendency where like men just don't know how to like take care of themselves or their
Mhm.
household in the same degree that a woman does.
Yeah, yeah. There are two things that come to mind with this. One is that the reason God made Eve was the reason it wasn't good for the man to be alone is he needed a helpmate suitable to him or fit for him, complementary.
Mm.
And all those things that you just mentioned are the complementary aspect that the woman brings to a marriage.
Hmm.
So there is a lot of truth in that. When uh, a husband dies, the wife, generally speaking, will go on living for some time. When the wife dies, the husband is usually pretty quick to follow, if it's an older couple especially.
Hmm.